To be held via web or in the council chamber, third floor, City Hall, Market Street, Paterson, New Jersey. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss the following matter. Good evening, members of the Municipal Council. Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, 1 second.
We have 9 items on the agenda. We will start directly with item number 1, which is resolution number 1.
Okay. Do you want me to do the roll call now, Council President?
Please.
Okay. Roll call for the special virtual meeting of December 30th, 2024. It is 6:00 p.m. Councilman Abdelaziz, Councilwoman Cotton.
Here, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilwoman Davila, Councilman Jackson, Councilman Kalik, Councilwoman Mims.
Here.
Councilman Uden.
Good evening, Madam Clerk. I'm here.
Thank you. Councilman Velez.
Madam Clerk, thank you. I'm here.
Thank you. Council President.
Good evening to the great city of Paterson. Good evening, members of the administration and my council colleague. I'm here, present, Madam Clerk.
Okay, the totals are 5. The meeting is now open.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So we're going to start directly on this special meeting with item number 1, Madam Clerk.
Okay, Council President, may I read the notice of the special meeting? Okay, City of Paterson notice pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, be advised that the Municipal Council of the City of Paterson has scheduled a special meeting for Monday, December 30th, 2024 at 6 p.m. to be held via web, Zoom, or in the council chambers, 3rd floor, City Hall, 155 Market Street, Paterson, New Jersey, for the purpose of discussing the following matters. Resolution renaming a portion of Knickerbocker Avenue between East Railway Avenue and Wabash Avenue to also be known as Halima Selama Gabber Way, sponsored by the Mayor, Andre Sayer, Administration Resolution number 24748.
So moved.
The formal action will be taken. Number 2, resolution authorizing the purchase of computer, desktop hardware, and accessories for the Division of Information Technology. Administration Resolution number 24:749. Formal action will be taken. Item number 3, resolution memorializing the life and legacy of Nidra K. Cook, sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Lalisa Mims. City Council, resolution number 24:50. Formal action will be taken. Item number 4, resolution authorizing budget transfers for calendar year 2024 finance, resolution number 24:57551. Formal action will be taken. Number 5, resolution authorizing the award of contract to DNL Paving Contractors, Inc. for the 12th Avenue Basketball Court resurfacing and improvements, bid number 25.12 for the Engineering Division of the Department of Public Works, number resolution 24:752. Formal action will be taken. Number 6, resolution authorizing award of contract to H&S Construction and Mechanical, Inc. for the redevelopment of the new Public Safety Dispatch Center at 163-167 Pennsylvania Avenue, bid number 25.07 for the Engineering Division of the Department of Public Works item, resolution number 24:753. Formal action will be taken. Number 7, 1 second, please. Resolution authorizing the award of contract to Ben Schaefer Recreation, Inc. for the purchase, delivery, and installation of playground equipment at Cobb Park for the Department of Public Works item, resolution number 24:754. Formal action will be taken. Number 8, resolution authorizing award of contract to Ben Schaefer Recreation, Inc. for the purchase, delivery, and installation of rubber surfacing at Cobb Park for the Department of Public Works item, resolution number 24:755. Formal action will be taken. Number 9, resolution authorizing the purchase of Ford vehicles under New Jersey state contract for the Recycling Division of the Department of Public Works. It's a public works item, resolution number 24:756. Formal action will be taken. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So And also members of the public, at the end of the 9 item that we have on the agenda, after we take action on those 9 items, we will open the public portion. And for those that would like to participate on the public portion, please call 973-321-1579. The meeting ID is 8326. Press star 1 to listen to the meeting and press star 3 to be added into the speaker room before we start the public portion. Madam Clerk, let's start with item number 1.
Item number 1, resolution renaming a portion of Knickerbocker Avenue between East Railway Avenue and Wabash Avenue to also be known as Halima Salama Gabber Way, sponsored by Mayor Andre Saya, administration. Resolution number 24748.
So moved.
Discussion.
It was moved by Councilman Mims and second by Councilman Velez. I believe so. And Councilman Udine. Discussion.
I'm sorry, seconded by whom?
It was second by Councilman Udine and Councilman Velez and moved by Councilman Mims.
Got it. Thank you.
Discussion.
Okay, Council President.
Councilman Velez.
I know we be at a council for the last meeting until now. This renaming of the street was vetted to street naming committee, or that's my first question. I got a second question behind that.
Okay. You wanna add your second question?
My second, no, because it all depends if the first question is answered. I don't need to answer the second.
Thank you. I will get back to you, Councilwoman Mims.
No, hold on, Council President.
No.
My question is answer first that question.
Councilman Velez, the chairman. Let me ask you that question. The chairman for the street naming committee, it's not in the meeting right now.
Okay.
Councilman, just let me finish, Councilman Velez. You ask a question, please allow me to answer it. I will move quick. The Councilman Abdelaziz is not in the meeting right now. I'm gonna ask a Councilman Davila. It's a member of the street naming committee, and Councilman Khalid also as well. So I'm gonna ask them if they are aware about that, and also let me ask Councilman Mims. Councilman Mims, I know you have a comment. Are you on the street naming committee?
Yeah.
Council President, hold on. Let me finish.
Councilman
Let me finish my second question.
Okay, go ahead, Councilman Velez. We don't
Because
have
you cannot, because Abdelaziz is the chairman of the committee. He's not present. Madam Marissa Davila is part of the committee. She's not present. Well, she's present, but she's not answering. My question is, there's a rule in street naming. There's a protocol in street naming. Last workshop, we didn't have a street naming. We didn't have a discussion in street naming. The name for me is not familiar. There's a rule of street naming on contribution and contribution to the city of Paterson. And everything that the person have done for the city of Paterson, rename a street. There's I don't know, based on that name, probably physically, I probably know him, but based on the name, nobody can say what's the contribution on it.
No
Council
problem.
President.
Let me open the floor to Councilman Mims. Councilwoman
Yes.
Mims.
So I'm sorry. That's why I was raising my hand. So Miss Halima is a very, very influential business owner. The business they started was Brothers Produce. She is the mother of the business. They've been there for decades
The
in
owner,
that community.
she's the mother.
She's the mother. She's the mother
of Brothers Produce.
Her husband was the owner. Of course, he passed. Now the mom has passed, but the brothers, this is their mom from Brothers Produce. She was a pillar in that community. She died a couple months ago. I don't even know how many months it's been now, but maybe about 4 or 5 months at the most.
Less than that. Thank you, Councilman, for
and I'm sure Councilman Abdelaziz is very familiar with this item. There's been some communication back and forth in regards to this particular street naming. They were kind of waiting and trying to process where it would be located. And they're actually watching. The family is watching the meeting. But Miss Halima is very well known in the not just in the Palestinian community, but for that for that restaurant in and of itself, because they were the founders of it. Now the brothers are the owners. So I just
Councilman Dean. Yes.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Councilman Velez, for asking the question. I'm also part of the street renaming committee, and as the question arrived at the contribution of Ms. Palima, and as Councilman Mims covered a lot of things, but I want to state that the brothers produce. She started the business. Her sons are taking care of the business. The brothers produce is a very affordable business location for Patersonians. The pricing and everything, I would say this is very affordable level, and it's covering so many of our Patterson families.
Oh, yes.
And her contribution to the city of Paterson is commendable. We may not seen her on the picture a lot, but her contribution was silently. She has done a lot during her lifetime, and I think this is the right moment to stand by the family by renaming this street. So I definitely would.
And Council President, I wasn't finished.
Councilman Mims.
I wasn't done, and I made a request through when it first came for my name to be added on the item. And so I wanted to put it back on the floor in the record. I reached out because I didn't see it today with Eamon, and I was going to add myself as well as Councilwoman at Large Davila, who is at large as well, to this particular item. But I made that request previously, and when I went in the office today, I didn't see it, but I wanted to mention it here on the floor. So
Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that Councilman Mims and Councilman Davila will be adding on this legislation. I don't see any reason why not. And I want to thank you for that explanation. I mean, Brothers Proud has been a blessing for the city of Paterson.
Council President, please add myself.
Just a minute. Councilman President, you're next. Councilman Odin.
Council President, also I'm interested to be one of the, part of the resolution as well. So if you can include.
Thank you, Councilman Odin. Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you. I was just going to suggest that since Councilman Udin is also an at-large council person, for him to be added, and sponsored by the 3 at-large council members, which is fine. And then you can just say co-sponsored by the rest of the
remaining council.
That'd be fine.
Councilwoman Cotton, thank you so very much. You're great.
And Council President, Councilman Al-Aziz is not in the presence. However, I'm pretty sure that he would. Definitely will say yes to add him as well as a 6th ward.
I said a sponsor already.
On his behalf, I request to add him as well. Yeah.
He's a councilman of the 5th ward as well. So it will be sponsored by. Just a minute. It will be sponsored by Councilman Davila, Councilman Mims, Councilman Uding, the 3 at-large councilmen of the 6th ward, and co-sponsored by the remaining council. If that's
Council President.
Council. Yes. I have Council Mr. Abushi asking for the floor, Councilman Velez, and right after Mr. Abushi.
Yeah. So it's good the question. Thank you, Council President and Councilwoman Mims. Thank you. It's good that question will rise because I think I know this lady way before anybody here was in the council, and way before I used to live in South Paterson in the early '90s, and I know the lady, but I never know her by that name. So it's good to know because her contribution had been real successful way before. And not only that, she left the son with a mission to help the community always. And this past turkey drive, they demonstrated in the community how they came out and gave turkey to the community and helped the community at large, no matter where they're from. And even I didn't recognize the name in the moment because I know them through other ways. There's a well-deserved street. Always I say, and colleagues, you could agree with me, communication before meetings is a must. Because sometimes people could misinterpret the question thinking that we're against it. We're not against it. It's to clarify the name, who was it, and contribution. And all of us agree on that contribution in one way or the other. Under the brothers, under the mother, and God rest in peace, they contribute and they following. Somebody mute me. Hold on.
Thank you, Councilor Velez. Mr. Abushi.
Council President, just let me advise that somebody mute me before I even finishing talking. But
you're the only one, Councilman Velez. You're the only one that could mute.
Oh no. Okay, got you. I got you.
At the beginning of the meeting, I said that very clear. Every council
I got
member.
my picture. Hold on for a minute. I got my picture on top of Councilwoman Ruby, and I saw the red. I thought it was moved.
No problem.
But,
Mr. Abushi?
Yes, thank you, Council President.
Council President, you like to cut me without even finish?
No, you finished, Councilman Velez. You
All right.
finished.
No, I didn't finish.
Mr. Abushi?
I'll defer to Councilman Velez. If he's not finished, then I'll just
Thank you, Corporate Council. So it's the reason I want to clarify, and Councilwoman Mims will agree, and everyone will agree. Communication is a must, especially when we have one meeting regular and one meeting workshop. And items pop up in the middle of the month, and we don't know. Communication is a must.
Thank you, Councilman Velez. Mr. Abushi?
Thank you, Council President. So first, this item did go before the committee and was approved by the committee chair. Second, the committee chair is in the waiting room. He advises me he's waited to be let in, and he's advised that that this item be held until he can join the meeting, so that he can participate and discuss about an item that is in his ward and that he supports. So here he is now. So I'll let him take over. Thank you, Mr.
Abushi. Members of the public, let the record reflect Councilman from the 6th Ward, Abdelaziz, is joining us. Councilman Abdelaziz?
Can I get an update what we're on? I've been in the waiting room for the last 8.5 minutes.
We got to check with Ryan.
Well,
Ryan?
No, it's not
They're
Ryan.
not even voting yet, Councilman Abdelaziz. It was just a discussion because they didn't know who Ms. Halima was.
No,
So,
we haven't voted on
item
number one. Councilman Abdelaziz. So there was a multiple requests from council members to be also adding as the sponsor, which is the 3 at large, Councilwoman Mims, Councilwoman Davila, and Councilman Udine, and also yourself as the councilman of the 6th Ward, and co-sponsored by the remaining council. If you agree on that, we could move on with item number 1.
I agree. You could put everyone on as co-sponsors.
Thank you so very much. Madam Clerk, roll call on item number 1.
Yes, Council President. Roll call on item number 1 for adoption. Councilman Abdelaziz.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This is something that it was unfortunate that we lost a trailblazer in the Paterson community, and particularly in the South Paterson Palestinian community. Halima has opened doors for thousands of people. Right. When you look at a small business that has expanded, her and her family, but she was the trailblazer, the person that steered the ship to make sure that there's a successful business. And her journey started in the city of Paterson. Her kids went to public schools in the city of Paterson. And if you speak to the employees, many of them, which are my constituents in the 6th Ward, they don't just hire low-level workers or low-level wage workers. These residents that work that are, because of Halima and her family, have a key to the American dream, because she has allowed them to prosper. She has opened the doors for thousands of people, and this is a small token of what Paterson could do for her. And remembering her, we lost her. She was a strong woman. When you talk about strong women in this society, she was a strong woman that always did the right things, not just for business. The generosity and the donations that she has given to countless of families and organizations is second to none. I don't even need to put it out there. Many of my council colleagues know what Brothers Produce and what she has done for the community. I would ask any of you to go to the mosque in the city of Paterson, on all parts of the city. They never close their doors for anyone to give back, and she always instilled that in her kids. So this is something small that we could do for her, and she's going to be deeply missed. And my vote is a proud yes.
Thank you, Councilman Abdelaziz. Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to say, I did not know the lady Halima, but I can tell you something. Her children are a reflection of her. It's her children. And I always say you want your children to be a reflection of what you are and what you stand for. And I had the opportunity to meet one of the children from the Brothers Produce. And I can tell you they are truly a community person, because they go beyond their own ethnic groups. They go beyond. They're trying to touch all lives in the city of Paterson. Whether you are African American, whether you're Latino, whether you're Pakistani, he's touching everybody. And that's the kind of person that we want in our community, who's going to reach out to everybody. Everybody who's going to reach out to everybody and expand the whole thing. And I can truly say I had the opportunity to meet them. They do a wonderful job. That apple did not fall far from the tree, because those children are like their mother and their father, and reaching out to the community and helping each and every one of us. And with that being said, it is honor, because I've had the opportunity to meet one of the sons, Steve, and it's absolutely an honor to be able to say that we have a business person. We have plenty to in our city that reach beyond their own ethnic group. They reach beyond, because it's about all of us working together. It's about taking care of all of us. And I love the idea that this is what we're doing for this family.
No.
As Councilman Alpazzi said, this is a small token of what they have done. And they've been around for many, 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 many years. So it's truly an honor for me to vote yes on this item.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cotton.
I want to say congratulations. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cotton. Councilman Jackson is not here. Councilman Kalik.
You have to unmute yourself, Councilman.
Did you see it? He just said he wasn't.
You have to unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. I was just told Councilwoman Davila is here.
I am here.
No, it's Councilwoman Davila on.
Let me go check, Madam Clerk, because she was going to come into the office. I'm going to check.
Councilman Cotton will check. And we'll
Council President, real quick, I just got a procedural question.
Well, I mean, whatever is that, Councilman?
We're doing a roll call.
No, but there's an error on this thing that I just want to make sure there's clarity. This is saying it's sponsored by Mayor Andre Saya.
Yes.
That's the original request.
It was just update, Councilman.
So no resolution cannot be sponsored by a non-council member.
Right.
It's not a resolution from the mayor. That needs to.
Okay, it was correct at the beginning of the meeting.
I resolved it.
So we correct that.
Okay, thank you.
We correct down the beginning of the meeting, Councilman. So we'll let's continue with a roll call. Councilman Khalid.
Thank you, Council President. This is the list we could do for the family. Steve went to actually Kennedy High School. He was like 1 or 2 year ahead of me. I remember him. He's a great family. It's my pleasure voting for this resolution. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Mims.
Yes, so Councilman Abdelaziz, I absolutely agree. And right before we started in the beginning, I made that request. We had to make that change. I do agree. For this item, as I previously stated, in regards to Ms. Halima, it wasn't just coming to the council, meeting them. I shop in Brothers Produce and get some fresh vegetables and fresh fruit and so many different items from their store. And so many of our family members and grandparents and everyone has shopped in Brothers and still do to this day. But I just want to say, when you are a mother, a trailblazer, a grandmother, a friend, a community partner in the community, it makes so much of a difference. To her sons, Steve and Al, to the other family members, her nephew, and so many others that are connected to this great woman, to all of the employees, which 90% of the employees live right here in the city of Paterson. Some of them are able to walk right across the street and go to work, which is such a blessing. And I know, Steve went, unfortunately, Councilman Khalid, to Kennedy. Even though we're East Side Goals, we accept him in the family. So to the mom, I want to say congratulations to Steve and Alan, to the family. This is very well deserved, so that when you're out and different shipments are coming in, when your employees are going back and forth to work, when you're driving up, you'll see your mom's name and the legacy of what you have started decades ago never be erased in the great city of Paterson. Thank you for making Paterson your home. Thank you for staying here. Thank you for blessing everyone across the spectrum in the diaspora of the city. We truly appreciate you. We honor you, and we respect your mom's legacy. With that being stated, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Dr. Mims. Councilman Uden?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So again, this is a very well-fitting tribute to Ms. Halima and her family. Brothers Produce is not just a portable fresh food location for the Pattersonians, but open doors for so many Pattersonians to find a job. And I believe this is the right time to stand by the family with the street renaming and anything else we can have done for the family. And I think we should be always thankful to Ms. Halima's family and families like hers that open the doors and for Pattersonian families. So my vote is respectfully yes to this.
Your vote?
Madam Clerk. Sorry, my vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you so much, Councilman Odin. Councilman Velez? Can't hear you.
Behind the brothers' products, there's a legacy. The legacy of the mom, the legacy that comes down to Steve, Akram, and Habard. There's a Paterson Police Department officer. That's why when I said, you don't recognize people by name, but you recognize them by the work and the legacy that they are following in the city of Paterson. Councilman Abdelaziz not even was born when this lady was around, but he, as a councilman in the 6th Ward, had to understand who had built that road for all the Palestinians, for everyone that is surrounding the brothers. And let me say this, when you go to their business, I remember in the early 90s, they started with a small business. I used to live in Michigan and Wabash Avenue. So the Cadillac brothers, Abdelaziz, all those kids in that time knew who was Councilman Velez, because I was there way before council and I was there involved in the community. But let me say this, everybody that goes around the area is a vibrant business that supply to every nationality in the city of Paterson. When you go to that business, you don't see Middle East employees only. You see Dominican, Latino, Puerto Rican, Mexican, people that want to move the city forward, looking for a job that could stay in their family. And this is a company that is living the legacy of the mother, of the parents, that says before passing away, before going to heaven, before doing other things, says, take care of Paterson. Do not lose hope from Paterson and help everyone. They demonstrated this past turkey drive that they had in the city. They demonstrated before on the anonymous donation, and God bless them. God bless whatever they do for the community, and God bless the soul of the family that passed away. So, and once again, it's hard to me to hold the name because I know her in different ways, but God bless you. And thank you, Abdelaziz. If you notice this resolution in the beginning, you should remove that name in the beginning and put the council members in the top, and at least you call it this time. My vote is yes. Before moving forward, Corporate Council, I didn't want to interrupt you. I know that I had a point to bring across, and thank you for the courtesy to let me speak before you. My vote is yes to this resolution.
Thank you, Councilman Velez. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I definitely agree 100% with all my council colleagues comment on this legislation. I mean, Brothers has been a blessing for this community, and renaming that street with the name of Helen Salama is a blessing, and that's the least that we can do for a family that has been given so much to the city of Paterson, and they are a reflection of their mother. I definitely agree. It's incredible when you go there, the way they treat you, the way they treat their employees. They give job to over 100 Pattersonians. All those workers, they work in Paterson. They put food at the table because Brothers kids, they keep growing and growing and growing. And that's the least we could do. Congratulations on this. And may God continue blessing this phenomenal family that is just continue giving so much to the great city of Paterson. Let the record reflect that we faked the sponsor of the legislation, and we got the four council members, and the rest of the council member it will be co-sponsor also on the resolution. With that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent. Item number 1 is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 2 on the agenda.
Item number 2, the resolution authorizing the award of contract to Dell Marketing LP for the purchase and delivery of computers, desktop hardware, and accessories for the Division of Information Technology. Administration item, resolution number 24:749.
Move it.
So moved.
It was moved by Councilwoman Cotton and second by Councilman Velez. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 2.
Roll call on item number 2, Councilman Abdelaziz.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kalik. Councilman Kalik.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mims.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Udine.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Velez.
The council would agree with me. We put in money into the IT department. I think they deserve a better place instead of that basement, to see if the administration could move forward and look at
Council member, just please mute yourself if you have another conversation. Please continue, Councilman Velez.
Thank you, Council President. We all agree probably. Councilman Khalid, please. Thank you. I guess we all agree that information technology is a must in our city. They work back and forth, and they need to upgrade the workplace, and in the future, probably the administration can get a better floor, a better environmental office. They could work better instead of that basement. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President. Council President. He's frozen. He's frozen.
And the weather is hot down here.
Oh, where you at, Councilman?
Next to a big tower in Barahona, Dominican Republic.
Oh, you over there too.
But I'm working from here. I haven't stopped.
Now you know you done been to the beach and all that now.
Can you unfreeze him? No. Okay, all right.
I'm back. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, your vote, Council President?
Yes, I do apologize, my council colleague. My vote is yes on item number 2.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent. Item number 2 is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 3 on the agenda, Madam Clerk.
Item number 3 is a resolution honoring and memorializing the life and legacy of Nidra K. Cook, sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Lalisa Mims, City Council, resolution number 24:750.
Second.
It was moved by Councilwoman Dr. Lalisa Mims, second by Councilman Velez and Councilwoman Rubicon. Discussion, Councilwoman Mims.
Just to put on the floor, when I made the request, I asked for it to be sponsored by myself and Councilwoman Cotton. So if we could just, myself, Councilwoman Cotton, Councilman Velez, if we can update that, I'm ready for roll call. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that Councilwoman Rubicon and Councilman Velez will be also added as a sponsor on this legislation.
Would you like to be added as well, Council President?
It will be an honor, my Councilwoman.
Okay, and add Council President as well. I'm ready for roll call.
Thank you, my Councilwoman. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 3.
Roll call on item number 3, Councilman Abdelaziz.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Cotton.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to say that we're doing this resolution honoring, and she has worked, Ms. Cook, she has worked for the city for, I believe, for the last 20 years. She was in our dispatch department, and it's just that we recognize our employees who have been with the city, who have been faithful, who have been doing everything that needs to get done. And so, Councilwoman Mims, thank you too for bringing this forward.
Yeah.
Her father is Benny Cook, and her mom is Patricia McDuffie Cook, and wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people, wonderful parents, wonderful community person, part of the Integrity Lodge, part of the Eastern Stars. So it's an honor for me to honor their daughter with this resolution. She passed away, but we want to honor her and recognize her here in the city of Paterson. Madam Clerk, with that being said, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cotton. Councilman Kalik. Councilman Kalik? Okay. Councilwoman Mims?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And so, as Councilwoman Khan has previously stated, Nitra was a very, very, very valuable add to the great city of Paterson through her work in our dispatch and telecommunications department, through her generosity, her great spirit, her great heart, her great attitude. Last week was her funeral right before we came into city council. So that's why myself and Councilwoman Khan, we were running late because we wanted to stop by the funeral to pay our respects to Mr. Cook and Mrs. Cook, to Mr. Benny Cook and to Ms. Cook, Patricia Cook, and your family. Know that this is just a small token of what we can do in honor of the great work and the great legacy that she has left here in the city of Paterson, and the work and her love and her heart will never be erased. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Dr. Mims. Councilman Uden?
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Velez?
God bless her soul. I know, Benny, that when we lose kids, it's not easy in our life. Kids was to bury us, but she went one step ahead. But we could remind many calls that she took in that dispatch to save life, and that's a legacy that we all should live on it. My condolences to all the entire family. I was not present. I was out of the country. But this resolution will honor for the entire life of the city of Paterson. So my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Nidra Cook, she gave her life to serve the city of Paterson. She impacted the life of many residents in our city, and her family, Benny Cook, and, my friend, my longtime friend. My sincere condolences to all the family, and may she rest in peace. They are Paterson. When we talk about the history of the city of Paterson, we need to talk about the Cook family. With that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 3 is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 4, Madam Clerk.
Item number 4, resolution authorizing budget transfers for calendar year 2024. Finance, resolution number 24:751.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Velez and second by Councilwoman Mims. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 4.
Roll call on item number 4 for adoption. Councilman Abdelaziz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kalik? Councilwoman Mims?
Yeah. Yes.
Councilman Uden? Councilman Uden? Councilman Velez?
After my vote, I would like to CFO or Madam BA give us at least a general total what was transferred for the viewing and the public out there. Just a total of it, please. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Just before my vote, members of the public, I would like to, we got 5 more items, and right after that, we'll go into public portion. I would like to remember, for those who would like to speak on the or participate on the public portion, that you could call the 973-321-1579. You could, meeting ID is 8326. You could press the *1 to listen to the meeting, and you could press the *3 to be added to the speaker room. Would I be saying my vote is yes, Madam Clerk, and I don't know.
Council President.
And also, just a minute, Councilwoman. Also, Mr. CFO, I know this is something at the end of every fiscal year, we do this budget transfer. Can you give us the total? The total
Council President,
from one line item to another line item, and I will go with you, Councilman next.
Before he does that, I mean, I have the breakdown, but before he does that, I believe this item requires 6 votes.
Yes,
Can we
I need one more
confirm that?
vote.
Because if it does, then we're short a vote. So we may have to push this item to, until we get another person on the call.
I'm sorry, Councilwoman.
We don't have 6 votes. We need 6 votes for this item to be approved.
That's correct, Council President.
We did 6 votes already. We did 6 votes.
No, we did
Yeah,
not.
this
We have 5.
this item needs 6 votes. We are aware of that on that. So
Yeah.
Mr. CFO, can you give us the total and then let's run over? Thank you, Councilman.
Council President, the total for the transfers is 5,459,447.55. The biggest part of the transfers is really workman's comp and liability. We had to move 2.7 million. The rest of it is covering. We had to cover about 500,000 for recreation, and then the rest of it is small amounts that we covered throughout different accounts from the budget. But I do need one more. I do need one more to pass this. We have 5
Yes.
yeses.
And we need one more. We don't have any other council.
Yes, we got Councilman Marissa's here.
My Councilman Davila is joining us right now. So, okay, so roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 4.
So you had to take her vote. She just came in. Just take her vote.
Call Councilwoman Davila's vote. She called our vote already.
Okay. Councilwoman.
We don't need.
I don't know what she's saying.
Can I speak? Do you guys hear me?
Yes, you can.
Okay. And my apologies. Okay. I did say that I probably wouldn't make the meeting, but I'm calling it in.
Councilwoman Davila?
Yes. I came in the middle of the conversation. So, what are we voting on?
On the budget transfer, Councilwoman.
Okay. I'm able to vote, correct?
Yes.
Okay. My vote is yes.
So we're going to start the roll call now. Yeah, go ahead, Madam Clerk.
She voted, Council President.
Yes, so we continue the voting section.
Okay.
No, it's finished. You voted. You were going to
not-
vote, and now we're at 6. Now she's just going to call the votes, and we're done.
Yes.
Did you vote?
She
Yes,
show up.
Council
She
President?
show up in the middle of vote. She show up in the middle of vote. Council President has not vote. She vote, and then you vote, Council President. That's it.
Council President voted already.
Thank you. My vote is yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 4 is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 5.
Davila.
I'm sorry. Yes, item number 5, Madam Clerk.
Where everybody went so all of a sudden? Where they went?
Item number 5.
Item number 5 is resolution authorizing the award of contract to D&L Paving Contractors, Inc. for the 12th Avenue Basketball Court resurfacing and improvements, bid number 25.12 for the Engineering Division of the Department of Public Works, resolution number 24:752.
It was moved.
That's 12th Avenue, please.
It was moved by Councilwoman Ruby Cotton, second by Councilwoman Mims, Councilwoman Davila, Councilman Velez. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 5.
Roll call on item number 5. Councilman Abdelaziz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I said we finally getting the 12th Avenue done. There's some more stuff that I wanted to get done with 12th Avenue, like with the back on Godwin Avenue street side. But there's a family that goes way back there on 12th Avenue. I can't think of the name of the family right now, but I'll think of it. But I'm happy to see that we're finally getting this going, that we're going to get this done. I always say 12th Avenue Playground should always remain 12th Avenue Playground. You know, people wanted to make it something else, but it should always be 12th Avenue Playground. I'm just happy that I see this on the agenda. There's a lot of activities that go on in that 12th Avenue. Different organization comes in and do different things in there. And actually right now, I think it would be good because we got a new owner at the church that is right next door to it. They had called me several times to the Exodus Baptist Church, but at least we have new tenants that's in there now. Madam Clerk, with that being said, I'm happy to see this being forward. I want to thank all my council colleagues for this. and all the community people that had been out there working and supporting and keeping this playground going up, into DPW Director Billy Rodriguez, and all the staff that do their best to make sure. But with that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Kalik? Okay. Councilwoman Mims?
Our children need recreational opportunities since there's limited funding in our budget. Any way we can creatively revitalize and renovate areas to ensure that our youth and our community has a place of activity, it should be done. With that being stated, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Mims. Councilman Udine? Councilman Velez?
Let's praise it, and we're gonna use it, and we got the money to fix it. But let's make the record clear. Not because a group of people was making noise that we had this park abandoned. That don't mean that Councilwoman Cotton was lobbying for it. Councilman Davila with the park program with MIMS, and me as a chair at DPW in the past, we always lobbying for this pocket parks, like the 16th Avenue one, and like this one, and other little small parks. Like the time is now because we find the funding. Thank you, Madam BA, to listen to concern of the council, and thank you for putting that money and Billy to lobby with your engineering department to make it happen. So let's set the record straight. This wasn't a plan, and the moment came now. Thank you for those that in one aspect or other try to maintain the park and make that noise, et cetera, but we are true and real. The money had to be found. Now the action is in place. Thank you, Ruby Kai, for lobbying for many years for this park, that I know you was there, that my third term in the council, and another colleague that always looking forward to talk to the director to make sure that little small things enhance the area of every ward and every part of the city. Thank you for it, and my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman Velez. Council President?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilwoman Cotton, you always been a champion in the fourth ward. And it's always a blessing to work with you and support you and push on your project, and you and all my council colleagues. That's my job here. Collaborate with all my council colleagues to make sure that we could move, project in the different section, including the 3 large as well, and actually speak louder than words. And that's the reason why we're here, improving our park throughout the city of Paterson. With that being said, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 5 is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We got 4 more item members of the public to finish this agenda. So let me remind the residents that are on that would like to speak on the public portion. You need to call 973-321-1579. The meeting ID is 8326. You have to press star 1 to listen to the meeting, and you have to press star 3 to be added to the speaker room. Madam Clerk, item number 6.
Item number 6 is resolution authorizing award of contract to H&S Construction and Mechanical, Inc. for the redevelopment of the new Public Safety Dispatch Center, bid number 25.07 for the Engineering Division of the Department of Public Works item, resolution number 24:753.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman Velez, Councilwoman Mims. And item number 6, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Discussion.
Councilman Abdelaziz.
Madam BA, I received an email regarding this project and the project labor agreement. How much is this project going to be?
Thank you, Council President. Yep. Thank you, Council President, Councilman Abdelaziz.
Councilman BA.
Yes. So the design work for this project has been, or we've been working with our engineers, PSNS, on this project to split it up into multiple phases so that we can utilize different sources of funds, because it was too much for one project, and we didn't have enough funds to do it all at one point in time. So right now, if you look at the resolution, this award is a not to exceed of $10,092,000 for this first phase of the project. And then we are going to be having a second phase that is also going to be going out to bid. That would be in 2025, in early 2025. Once we know now what we were able to award as part of this scope, now we're able to go back to the engineers and put together a new packet and also apply for the funding, which we would need to do through, which I think the majority of which we're going to get is through HUD.
So what I'm asking, Madam BA, this is a big project, and I want to make sure that our union members have access to be working on this job. Local Paterson residents, Passaic County residents, we approved the PLA. I'm assuming that this project's going to break that threshold, but this is jobs that we want done, and hopefully that our union members have an opportunity to be able to work on this site.
Well, unfortunately for this project was already in the design component before the PLA was created, and we were very concerned about being able to award the base bid and the kind of the bare bones of the project with the funds that we had for ARP, because when we initially did some of this work. And worked with our engineers, they thought they really wouldn't be able to get this project down to below 13 million, for example. And we only had, 9 million of ARP that we were able to utilize, and some of our other supplemental transitional aid. So it was a cost concern. So when we talk in the final resolution regarding PLAs, even though we had started the project prior, we do understand that this, ideally, it would have been something as part of the bid specs, but because there was such a concern for the cost related to the use of these federal dollars, we needed to minimize the cost related to it. So the PLA is not part of the bid specs for this project. It'll be.
So you're saying because we started this before our labor agreement, we don't have to follow that PLA for this project?
Well, it's not necessarily because of the timing, but there is, as part of the PLA resolution, it was something saying that if it's deemed necessary by the business administrator as part of the conversation around the bid specs for financial reasons, something wouldn't be included. And this was a real concern for us during that point in time. Again, we didn't think we would even be able to get a bid that would allow us to move forward with kind of our base amount. We were very concerned that it was going to be over the money that we had.
Council President.
Just a minute. You finished, Councilman Abdelaziz?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Velez?
Madam BA, this raises Councilman Abdelaziz, thank you for those questions. Now, even if we started way back, from that point until we approved the agreement, the PAL, right? The scope of work changed. Everything changed. So there's room to PAL for agreement because the scope of work had changed. And I think they are the one to get the be assigned based on the changes and based on the new scope of work and everything that we've done for the communication room. Way back when even that you started, there was an amount of money invested in that communication room. We're talking about $10 million now. What was invested before that, before this one, is a question that there already other parties took advantage and nothing had been done. Now, the scope of work came forward in between the agreement with the PAL, the labor agreement that we did. From that point to now, a new scope of work came through, changed everything. They supposed to be in top of it, and they supposed to be the one taking participation on it. Because what I'm afraid is that there will be a loophole on your decision, an administration decision, and then if we approve this, it's going to be challenged in court. Because remember, for us, in the moment that we approve that agreement, anything that comes to the council to approve a contract and exceed $1 million, $2 million, whatever it is, have to go through that labor agreement. If the scope of work had changed, they're supposed to be the number one beneficiary into this. I don't know if Amen is taking our concern on this, but what we don't want is a challenge in court, knowing that we signed an agreement, knowing that we approve from that point on that everything that's going to come to us will go to that agreement that we have, and that's we created a great cloud over this and give it to somebody when somebody really, especially when the scope of work is different. We're talking about $10 million. Somehow, some way, the scope of work changed. And everything has to start new if we're able to have the PL supersede on this. If Amen, I feel comfortable with legal agreement, legal opinion. If it's not sensitive, if it's not time sensitive, I would recommend to table it until we get back to our normal regular workshop and discuss this item. Because we don't want to do something and then turns into a litigation court, especially when we sign an agreement with a labor agreement on.
Thank you. Madam BA?
Yeah, Council President, this is a very time-sensitive issue. This is what we were waiting for, the final project for ARP dollars that need to be encumbered by tomorrow. And so we had been holding about $9 million to the side for this project, and we're able to fund it because of a combination of the ARP dollars and our supplemental transitional aid for this first part. We will have an opportunity where we will be going out to bid for the second part, which I would estimate that project, and our engineer might be able to help me here off the top of his head, is going to be more than about $5 million for that project as well. We're going to have a little bit more flexibility around the timing of that source of funds. We actually are going to have to utilize some of our HUD dollars. We're going to do something called the Section 108 loan program that allows us to have the full source of funds that we're going to need for that second phase. And we will include bid specs related to that, which will be in line with our project labor agreement. Because we weren't as worried about, there was no additional funds to top up if our bids came back higher than expected, and when they were initially designed without the project labor agreement estimates of costs, what it would be like with them, and not being able to utilize it. And then we would lose that $9 million essentially going back to the federal government when we want to take advantage of it for this first phase, and then utilize other sources of funds and do project labor agreements as part of a second phase.
So, Councilman,
just a minute, Councilman. Let me bring legal to make sure to just add it for the record, because we're voting on this legislation to add it for the record. There's not that everything is aligning, within the contract. Is legal? Is Mr. Abushi in the meeting? I don't see him on the screen.
Council President.
Yes, he's here.
Meanwhile,
Councilman, just a minute. Let me add legal on comment, and then right after you comment, if we feel comfortable, we could move on. Mr. Abushi.
Yes, Council President. Thank you for that opportunity. Just give me a moment.
Yes,
I just want to review something, and I'll be able to advise the council on this.
I'm sorry.
I just need a brief moment, Council President.
Okay, no problem.
Council President. Okay, so for example, if Madam BA, when the illegal agreement, the union labor agreement was signed and adopted by the council, and we did a press conference on it, well, can you give me a rough month or close to it, about 4 or 5 months ago?
I think it wasn't until October, maybe, that it happened.
October?
Yeah.
Okay, so this RFP went out to bid when?
Well, we were already again, we've been working with the engineers to create the bid specs around it and to provide us with the engineering estimates since, maybe earlier this spring?
Okay, so that's one thing. We approve a labor agreement on October, roughly July, September, October. We did a press conference in October. September, October, we approve it. It comes in effect 24 days or whatever, 25 days after we adopt it. The RFP went after almost 2 months after. We're in December now. The RFP went like at least say November.
November. Mm-hmm.
November, correct.
Yeah.
Now, based on the ordinance of the labor agreement, already passed the 24, 25 days to adopt it. We did a press conference. Now, after that, the agreement on the RFP is coming before us. We're thinking that because it was approved in September, October, 25 days passed, now we come a new RFP in front of us to approve, to give it to somebody. We agreed that the ordinance was already in place in full force. Now, if the scope of work is totally new, that's when we have to think about it before we give it out. Because there's an ordinance in place, an agreement in place. It was a month or two after the agreement was already complete and announced in public. They are waiting based on Abdelaziz that he received some call. Is because they pay attention of anything coming to us to approve that, to see the $1 million, $2 million to be able to, if they could participate.
Thank you.
We don't want to come. We don't want to come. You understand, Council, where we're coming from?
I understand, Councilman. I totally understand. That's the reason why I need legal opinion on this. I understand where Madam B is coming from and about the time sensitive with our dollar to allocate into this project and not miss the opportunity of those $9 million. I understand that, but I need our legal opinion on this because at the end, it's all going to end up into legal. Corporation Counsel, you ready to give us your opinion on this, your professional opinion, or should we move on into item 6, 7, and 8, 9, and come back to number 5?
If Eamon's not ready, then I'd like to say a comment.
Sure, Director. Corporation Counsel, let me open out the mic. Let me open the floor to Billy, Director of Public Work, and I come back to Corporation Counsel.
I'm not sure.
And then right after that, Councilman Mims.
Even though we're awarding this RFP, whatever, it's the union will still have to go through whoever gets the award to organize with them, I believe, right? We're not just giving it to the union to do the work. They have to agree to work with the people that's getting the job themselves.
I
guess better legal terms, but you know, I mean, that's they're not gonna be the ones that's getting it through the resolution. They're just working with the people that gets the resolution to make sure that their companies are on there to get, be the unionized people there.
Correct.
Thank you, Director. Councilman Mims.
That Council President, that's why my hand was raised. I was going to state the same point. And then we have to, I understand definitely Councilman Abdelaziz's point because we approved the PLA agreements and we want to make sure that our local contractors are part of this. But we have to be careful with the conversation being more elongated. Right now, we're looking into the design phase of what the mechanics of what needs to be done. The logistics of who and how that will be selected is really a part of procurement. And we don't want it to be alluded to that we have particular or have some people in mind. So I
agree.
We just have to be careful in the delivery of the conversation.
Yes.
But I think where I'm target with what has to take place, I agree legal should weigh in to say, but it's not much that can be stated at this point. We have to approve this first, and then by the time we move on to the next phase, midway into phase 2, that's when that process starts.
The conversation will start. So that's the reason why I called the legal opinion to make sure that we're on the right track with this and not getting much into details about this at this moment because we should not. I know Councilwoman Cotton, you raise your hand, Councilwoman. You have to unmute yourself, my Councilwoman.
Okay, thank you, Council President. I was gonna I know that we had that agreement that we did, but I would assume that because I think the way Madam BA explained it, like they were hiring. I don't know what kind of people they were hiring. That's how it came across when you was explaining it. They were not union people. They were not they were just regular workers that didn't fall under no contract, but that's not really. First of all, the state of New Jersey has the thing that you got to have a certain amount of minorities, a certain amount of women, a certain amount of everything. So you just can't do a contract and don't have the certain amount of people that's supposed to be in there. So I think that when you said that you wouldn't follow in the PLA, that you have to follow because whatever company comes in. And I wanted to ask James, our engineer, I know the specs have went out, but I mean, when we bring this company in here, they not just bringing in, they got to be bringing in union workers. They got to be bringing in those type of workers. And I want to hear from you, James, the engineer.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Engineer?
So, union or not, I am not versed, and I apologize, but on the bid forms, the winning bid and every bid that comes in, they do list all of their subcontractors and all of the paperwork related to the company, as far as everything being on the level, not on the debarment list, that they can handle the project. In our typical bid specs, I don't see anything related to union membership, but they do identify the contractors and subcontractors that they will be using.
Okay, they do identify. Okay. Corporation Counsel?
I'm sorry, Councilwoman?
I thought Corporation Counsel was going to say something.
Yes, our Corporation Counsel, if you agree that we should move on and with number 5, so briefly.
Yes, thank you, Council President. So the PLA pass does have a provision in there that exempts it based upon the business administrator's representations in terms of the project's complexity, financial constraints, and other reasons. And so based on that, this may proceed to a vote.
Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 5, and Council Cali. Thank you to all my Council Cali for all your detail, all your explanation. Your point were well taken. Very smart discussion on this topic number 5. Very smart discussion. Thank you, Council Cali. Roll call, if you could add an additional comment on your vote.
Roll call on item number 6.
I'm sorry.
Roll call on item number 6, Council President.
Number 6. Yeah, number 6.
Councilman Abdelaziz. Nope. Councilwoman Cotton.
There's a lot of discussion that's been going on, but I know that we still need to move forward with this. I know that things couldn't be worked out where I know they're not gonna. I can't say I do not know that they're not, but I know that this has been a long wait. We got more phases in this contract, more items and things that need to be done. So we need to move forward. I'm going to vote yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cotton. Councilwoman Davila.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My phone's going to die. I just want to say that, this is very much needed. Our dispatchers need a good place to work, a place that is not just going to be about dispatch, but it's going to also endorse some other phases to it with, mental health, having a moment of, a break room. There's going to be a lot of different things that I think are important. But in addition, I also want to make sure that we are, and I heard it through legal, that we are doing it correctly. We don't want it to come back in terms of the PLA. I was in full support of that, from day one. And so I just want to make sure. So I believe that, Corporation Counsel, this is why he's our counsel, right? He's given us, the go ahead that, we're not doing anything that's not correct. So with that said, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Davila. Councilwoman Mims.
And so when I hear commentary that questions moving the city forward, here is a clear item that shows how we're moving the city forward when it comes to the dilapidated conditions of where our dispatch and telecommunications department has been, and now to be building the state-of-the-art facility to combine and to move it forward, whether it's technology, capacity, bandwidth, just a livable space for them to work in and a more healthy environment. This is a perfect example of that being an item that will move the city forward. With that being stated, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Dr. Mims. Councilman Velez.
I agree with Councilwoman Mintz. We've been waiting for this communication room for almost 4 years already. And moving forward, Adelaide, you want to vote first before I say my comment? You came back.
No, you could go.
Okay. So, but the question that Councilman Khalid, not Councilman Khalid, Councilman Abdelaziz brought up was valid, knowing that we were all thinking in the labor agreement. Now moving forward, James had hit it in the nail when he said that the specs and the whoever won the bid sent a list of subcontractors, and most likely, probably all of them, some of them will be union. So that's one of the things that they had to guarantee whoever won this contract. Moving forward, we want to see this communication room is waiting for the 6th Ward resident to see this place that had been abandoned for many, many, many years to move forward with that communication room that we all praise to give to our employees of the city of Paterson communication room, a high technology one. When I finish my vote, Madam BA, can you tell me in an email or next week or whatever you can, send me how much we have spent before awarding this contract, saying that we want to move forward. In one aspect sensitive, and the other part is not sensitive. Time framing, that's how I see it. But if Corporate Council has stated that we are doing the right thing, and he always like to be a discovery individual before giving us information. Thank you, Corporate Council. Thank you, James, for putting that dot in the I. And my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman Velez. Councilman Abdelaziz, we're voting on item number 6.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this is a project that I supported to get to this phase. And a couple months back, I supported our union brothers and sisters to pass the PLA agreement in the city of Paterson that allows our union members to have first dibs on jobs of public projects. And unfortunately, with this resolution in front of us today, does not guarantee them those jobs. You've heard that there's a bypass to the PLA and that this contractor does not have to hire union members. And unfortunately, I have to stand with our union brothers and sisters and vote no because we're not following the PLA. And once I took a stance for that PLA agreement, it'll be hypocritical of me to vote on a $10 million project that does not guarantee that our Paterson residents, our union members, guarantee the work on Pennsylvania Avenue. So my vote is no, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilman Abdelaziz. Council President?
I would like to reconsider my vote.
Councilwoman Mims?
Yeah, so okay, so I just need clarity because based on what Corporation Counsel said, that was not stated. So I just need clarity if he's saying that at this, because what I heard was at this juncture, we cannot make the determination of the PLA agreements until after this is awarded. And then that's when we go into that phase for PLA consideration. So I need clarity on that because I thought that's what was stated previously. And I just need clarity on that because if that's not the case, then we're back to what Councilman Velez requested, that it should be tabled. The unfortunate part is if it gets tabled and is removed, we lose the $9 million of ARP dollars because that money has to be utilized before December 31st, which is tomorrow. So, Council President, I'm just asking for an interjection from Corporation Counsel right before my reconsideration, because I'm in the middle of reconsideration, and I would like Corporation Counsel to give some clarity. If he states that the PLA will not be considered, then I will be changing my vote. So,
okay. Now, Councilwoman Mims, just a minute before I open the floor to Corporation Counsel. Just understand this, BA and Corporation Counsel, that we are the face by the 31st, which is tomorrow. We have to utilize and allocate those $9 million, whether we use it or we lose the $9 million. But at the same time, we need some clarification on that. on the portion of the PLA, if they will be able to participate. I understand the part that it's a sensitive moment right now because we cannot go on detail because this is the beginning of the project. But can you answer Councilman Mims' question before she reconsidering her vote and before my vote?
Council President, I want to reconsider my vote too.
Just a minute. So yes, Councilman, let me get the Corporation Council.
Yes, Council President. Would you like me to discuss this?
Corporation Council.
Okay. So, in terms of answering Dr. Mims' question, let me just pull up the copy of the PLA that I have here. It says that all redevelopment projects and requests for proposals, specifications, and final contracts for public works shall require the execution of a project labor agreement that complies with the requirements of this section unless the business administrator determines, taking into consideration the amount of city financial resources required and the increased costs and feasibility challenges that would result to the project, the nature, phasing, size, and complexity of the project, including the height of the buildings, the presence or absence of elevators, and the utilization and non-utilization of steel, that a project labor agreement is not appropriate. So, as I said earlier, that gives the administration discretion as to when a PLA would be required. I cannot opine at this time whether or not a PLA would be used. My understanding is a PLA would not be used at this time. Now, whether or not that precludes unions from working on this project or something else, I don't believe it does, but that's beyond my purview. I'm just advising you as to what the law as per the ordinance states, and that this, if council voted to move this forward, it would not be violating the ordinance because, again, the ordinance provides the administration with that flexibility to not require a PLA. However, it is my understanding that even if there's not a PLA, you can still use union labor and have union jobs, but that's beyond the scope of my opinion. And I cannot render an opinion.
We don't have the money.
So before I get back,
Council President.
just Councilman Mims. There's somebody.
Gotta go pick my mom up.
Please unmute yourself. Before I get back to Councilwoman Mims, because she raised this question on Corporation Council. This means that by us voting on this item the way it is, so we will be able to get union workers, but PLA is not involved on this project.
Thank you, Council President. And so whether or not union labor will be involved, I'll defer to Director Rodriguez and the BA on that. But what I'm advising you is that the PLA, the way it's written now, has an exemption for a PLA should the administration decide to proceed that way. So whether or not you can still use union labor, I do believe you can, but that's beyond the scope of my legal opinion. A PLA is an agreement that developers must, or people who are receiving the city services must enter into regarding union labor and union access. That's what the PLA states. But there's an exemption to the PLA, and I went over that exemption. Now, given that exemption has been invoked, can labor still work on this project? I will defer to Director Rodriguez and the administration to expand upon that.
So I would like to, Council President.
Councilwoman Mims.
So I would like to put a motion on the floor to amend the language in this award of contract to state that PLA agreement will be included in this process. I'm putting that motion on the floor.
I second that.
Dr. President, first of all,
Council member, just a minute. So, parliamentarians, there's a motion on the floor. Council members,
I make a motion.
There's a motion on the floor.
Point of order, Council President. You can't make a motion. You can't.
Just a
minute.
Council
President, this is Councilman Newton. I'm sorry, I was disconnected. I was driving in.
Councilman Dean, just a minute. I have multiple council members asking me for the floor. Councilman Mims still have the floor. Councilman will be a Councilman Abdelaziz jump on a parliamentary. So before
Council President, ask for the floor before Abdelaziz actually.
No. Councilwoman Mims still have the floor. You on. and Councilman Odin. What I'm trying to do is I need to have Madam BA and Billy clarify what Corporation Counsel stated before we jump on the motion, because there's a motion on the floor.
No, you, Council President.
Council President,
motion in the middle of roll call.
Council President, you can't make a motion if it's
not during roll call. I voted, and people voted on the item in front of us.
But we're in the middle of a reconsideration. At the point of
roll call, no, you got to vote your way, and then wherever it goes, the prevailing party could do a reconsideration after it's voted on. We're in the middle of roll call right now. You could either reconsider.
So you can reconsider your vote, and Councilman Velez also. Councilman Velez wants to reconsider his vote.
That's all you could do.
And Councilwoman
And after the vote, we could jump on the motion.
Well,
so, Councilman, let's continue with the voting.
Based on what, Council President, based on what
Councilwoman Mills, let's do it.
Council President.
Do your reconsideration, and Councilman Velez, you're next. And then I'll vote, and then we come back because it's gonna.
Council President, I also asked for the floor.
And Councilman Davila, so we're in the voting section. Let's continue voting. Let's change your vote, reconsider your vote. I will vote, and after that we come back and put the motion on the floor.
Point of order,
Council President.
Point of order, Councilman De La Peace.
Yes, can I just give my 2 cents on procedural things, not on the item? We're in the middle of roll call. People have voted.
No, I'm in the middle of reconsideration.
Councilwoman Mims asked for reconsideration. During reconsideration.
Councilman Velez also as well.
During reconsideration, they have to reconsider their vote. That's all that can be done during roll call. If this passes, it passes. If it fails, the prevailing party that failed could bring it back in a reconsideration. You can reconsider that item along the agenda.
And
right
that's
now,
what
what you should be entertaining is the reconsideration of votes only.
And that's what we tried to do. I have 3 council members that want to reconsider their vote.
And let them vote.
Councilwoman Mims, Councilman Velez, and Councilwoman Khan before my vote.
And Udin's on now, so he can vote.
Udin. Councilwoman Mims, we go with you.
Okay, I asked for the floor as well.
Council President, I've been signed in as well.
In the midst of a reconsideration, you can go into a discussionary point. So I just had a question posed to Corporation Counsel. I would like to hear from our director. Director Billy, can you comment as well? We just heard from Corporation Counsel. I would like to hear a comment from you as the director who deals with our purchasing agent to gain an understanding. One, I don't want us to lose the $9 million for this project, but I want to make sure, one, we have voted on private labor agreements. Yes, we have. But I don't want us to be in a slippery slope where it looks like we are saying you got to use XYZ, because then that gets into a very hairy place as well. So, Director Rodriguez, I would like to hear your input right before I make my reconsideration.
Okay. Council President?
Director.
All right. This project, so we're using, state money, federal money. This project would have to be paid through prevailing wage to the employees that are working on this project, no matter what. And that is for us union work, union wages, whether it's the PAL or any other union. It is still the prevailing wage, that the rate that they're going to be paying. The contractor would have to contract with the PAL. We can't negotiate with the PAL directly because they're not a contracting body to do that kind of work for us. So wherever the contractor would have to negotiate with those unions to get that work in from those unions. We can't directly negotiate with the PL to do a project for us for what we're doing now.
Okay. So you know what? My vote remains the same. Thank you, Director. I just wanted clarity.
Okay.
I'm fine with my vote.
You voted yes, you're fine with your vote.
My vote will remain.
So, Council President, I'm here. Just know this.
Yes, and also, Councilman Odin, we on the voting section. So I know I have you and I have Councilman Davila, but I have Councilman Velez that wants to reconsider his vote. But council members, you understood what the director say right now. that right now at the stage where we are right now with the $9 million, we cannot negotiate directly with the PAL, but that project, it will have prevailing wage. They're gonna have to use labor union. They're gonna have to use labor union workers for that, regardless. What we cannot do right now is negotiate directly with PAL. Just keep that in mind, because your decision is going to impact the $9 million, whether we lose it because tomorrow is the 31st, the last day of the year, or we use it for this project. I just want to put that up there that we will understand. Councilman Velez has the floor.
Thank you, Council President. Let me make something clear. It's my understanding, Madam BA, you could shake your head, yes or no, and then I will understand to move forward. It's my understanding to utilize, we had until the 2026 to utilize this fund. No? What was the exact date?
We have until 2024, December 31st, 2024, to obligate these funds, which means to have a contract. We have until 2026 to use them, but it has to be obligated by tomorrow.
So that to be appropriate, in other words, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
good.
Encumbered. Yep.
And cover and assign, and then wasted that the project had to be completed, in other words, into 2026 before 2026.
Correct.
Okay, so you clarify that part. The other part, moving forward with the motion of Councilwoman Mims, Corporate Council, that language should put into the ordinance of PAL, Paterson Labor Agreement, moving forward, because that language is important, directly to the ordinance, into the labor agreement. Moving forward, I would like to see in the next workshop. Then we all in the same line, that do not only prevail the decision of any business administrator, because there's some line in the PAL that, in other words, the BA could override because she's the authority of using that money. I'm not talking directly to the Kathleen Long, any BA that comes here, Kathleen Long, right? Now, moving forward, once again, the engineer hit in the dot that they submitted a list of subcontractor and some item that had to be subcontract, and the wage that it still had to pay. That clear enough for this. I trust in our legal department that he's the doctor of the law, that he interprets every word, every action in those words. I will remain the same after the clarification that was brought up after my considering my vote. My vote is yes on this project.
Thank you, Councilman Velez. I have Councilwoman Davila and Councilman Udin also that let me open the floor for Councilwoman Davila. Are you there with us, Councilwoman?
Yes, I am. I'm just having issues with the camera.
Okay.
So, in terms of, I was going to reconsider, but I asked for the floor because my vote is going to stand a yes. I just wanted to make sure, and I want to thank Councilwoman Mims, for asking those questions, Councilman Velez as well, with remaining with a yes, because this project needs to move forward, okay? And the monies must, and as you heard the BA, it must be encumbered, okay, by tomorrow. Do I like the fact that this is almost somewhat last minute? No, I don't like it. But at the end of the day, I'm not ready to return any money back. And this is going to be for our dispatchers. So I just wanted to was going to reconsider it, and I'm just saying I'm going to remain a yes. And I just want to thank my council colleagues that understand the need for our dispatcher center. All right. So with that said, I will continue, Madam Clerk, with my vote as a yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Davila. Councilman Udin.
Council President, my vote is yes.
Okay. I hear Councilwoman Cannon.
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
Council President.
Oh yeah, you next, my second word, Councilman. Councilwoman Ruby.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Council President. I just want to say that, when you're thinking about it, I would assume that all our contracts that we put out there have union workers, and they're not just bringing in people with no skills. You have to have skills to put these projects together. You're talking about a $10 million project. Do you want the money to go back? No, we can't send no money back. this project's been going on for the last 4 or 5 years. This dispatch center has been going on. When I watch, our workers who does the dispatch deserve to be in a really nice place to come to work. And it's more than just a dispatch center. It's other ideas that they want to put, like in the basement and stuff. But I can't. I just want to say to Director Billy Rodriguez that even though, I mean, as you said before, we are the ones not to hire, but it's those contractors that is on these stack of paper here to make sure that they get the union workers or the right workers to be working on this project. So I'm gonna, $9 million. Do we want it to go back? No, we can't. Do we need this dispatch center? Yes, we do. Do we? Our workers deserve to work in a decent place. I look at shows and one of these days we are going to get to the high tech part of the city where we need to get to, where a dispatcher can dispatch an ambulance and they can see it going to where it needs to get to. That's where we want to get our dispatcher to in our office. So with that being said, I'm going to say the same, Madam Clerk. my vote is going to remain yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And Councilman Khalid.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to clear something out. We placed an ordinance in place already for the labor agreement already. So any project is approved already months ago. Any project that meet the criteria of the agreement, I think they will include them in it. Okay? And I believe this.
You need to add.
And I believe I'm voting, Councilman.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. So I believe this project does have the criteria to include this labor PL agreement in it. So I hope they use them. Also, do I like to use that money for this project? No, but our back is against the wall. And I see the end of the tunnel for this project. Yeah. So hopefully, we finish it sooner than later. And my vote is yes for this project, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilman Khalid. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Council President, before you vote, Councilwoman Mims got kicked out. I don't know if she voted or not. Can you add it to the meeting?
She voted. She already voted. Ryan, I see Councilman Mims. She's out. It happened with me two times already. I don't know what's going on with the system. Ryan will be able to handle that later on. But council members, on item number 6, I want to thank you all for that great discussion that we have. I also want to thank our corporation counsel and also Director Bill Rodriguez. You hear that loud and clear. This project will have, labor union working on this project because this project is prevailing wage on this. I mean, the dispatching center is something that it's been needed. We've been waiting for many years on this. We got the resources, we got the funding already. So it's my hope, and our dispatcher deserve this dispatching center. This is the best way for us to put the city of Paterson on the right track. It is my hope and my prayer that we handle one after we approve this funding, that we handle this project the right way, and that we just that we continue adding whatever is needed to see this dispatching center, a state-of-the-art dispatching center in the city of Paterson, on and running. So with that being said, thank you, Council Khalid. Thank you, Corporation Council Director. Thank you. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 1 against, 1 absent. Item number 6 is hereby adopted.
Council members, just a minute, council members. Council members, we only have 3 more items. Right after that, we'll open the public portion, and we'll adjourn the meeting. I know we have some problems. Please give me a second, Councilwoman. I know we have some technical problem with the internet, but members of the public that wish to speak on the public portion at the end of the 3 items that we have, please, you could call 973-321-1579. The meeting ID is 8326. You press star 1 to listen to the meeting, and you press star 3 to be added into the speaker room. Councilwoman Mims.
Hi, Council President. Corporation Council, for items 7 and 8, I believe we could take them together. They're for the same location after advocacy and working with the administration for Cobb Park. One is for the the base cut and one is for the playground equipment. So I believe we could take them both together. Just read, as they're read separately, but they could be done together.
Corporation Counsel?
Yeah, one is for the servicing, and curbing, one is for the actual installation of the equipment. So
yes,
is right. There are two resolutions.
They could come together. Yes.
Okay, if Corporation Counsel agree with us, Madam Clerk, we could take item number 7, item number 8. We could read it into the record together, and we could do one vote for the two. If a Corporation Counsel agree that we could take the action.
Thank you, Council President, for that inquiry. Generally speaking, you can take items together as long as the rest of the council agrees that that's the appropriate procedure. I will also defer to Madam Clerk as well if she wants them individually. I will say that the best practice is to take them individually, particularly since they are awarding contracts. I know they're the same location and they involve the same item essentially, but the best practice is to take them individually. But if council wants to take them collectively and there's no objection to doing that way, and clerk agrees, then you may proceed.
Let's use best practice in this governing body. Let's take item number 7, Madam Clerk.
Item number 7 is a resolution authorizing award of contract to Ben Schaefer Recreation, Inc. for the purchase, delivery, and installation of playground equipment at Cobb Park for the Department of Public Works item resolution number 24:754.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Mims, second by Councilwoman Cotton and Councilwoman Davila.
Second, I think.
Second by Councilman Veloso as well. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 7.
Roll call for item number 7. Councilman Abdelaziz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Linda Sarge Smith, this is for you. It's been a long time coming. Your daughter has been talking and fighting and asking, and Councilwoman Mims and Councilwoman David has been asking, and we finally got this on the agenda. Linda Sarge Smith, this is for you. And with that being said, my vote is yes. A long time coming.
Thank you,
can't wait till we get finished. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Cotton. Councilwoman Davila.
My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Kalik.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Mims.
So, Rosanna, I know you are watching, and I know your mom is watching down from heaven above. We went through a lot in this park in the first ward where there was an accident where a car ran through the gate and the spikes were sticking up in the park for a very, very long time, where tape was there and so many things, and it's still in a disarray, even with the little work that has been done. I want to thank DPW. I want to thank Madam BA and the mayor. After reaching out on numerous attempts, continuously being down in the first ward with Rosanna, fighting, advocating, yelling, and screaming to see this item finally on the agenda. I am so happy. So I know you're smiling as you're watching with the youth that are always in here. Halloween will be a different Halloween next year when you have the hay and all the pumpkins out there. So I'm super excited to see another item moving the city forward in the first ward here in the city of Paterson. With that being stated, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Mims. Councilman Uden?
Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Velez?
All right, so this is the first ward. I want to commend the 8 council members that do not work a lot, that don't think about the city of Paterson, that always are in the negative to move the city forward, the 8 council members that we have. But he approved to the resident of the first ward that 8 council members are thinking on you. Meanwhile, there's one that always say that we don't work. This represents unity in the council. Thank you for Council President for his leadership, making sure that we all leave our personal agenda on the side, work with administration to make sure every park in the city meet the standard that the residents deserve. I remember that fence down. I remember when Councilwoman Mims went to the site to make sure that the fence get built up again, the squatters behind the river and all that stuff. You know, we are not short memories.
No.
Residents of first ward. When you think you have representation, you got 3 council members are large, and you got other backup that are in there in the council to make sure that you get what you deserve as residents of the first ward. So count on us, even that you don't have that support directly from the person at that ward. You got our vote, you got our commitment to move the city forward. So today, I'm proud to say, beside the road that have been paid in the first ward, beside the quality of life we bring to the first ward, now we're bringing a quality playground to the first ward. My vote is yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to say, like Councilwoman Ruby said, I'm happy. I'm decided to see it finish. Right, Ruby? My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President?
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Council Cali. Working together is the key, and we're better together, as our Councilwoman Mims always said. And this is a clear example that we're not only thinking about our different section, we care about every corner of the city of Paterson, and this is the right decision to move the city in the right direction, to give our children a beautiful and a safe environment. With that being said, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 8 in favor, 1 absent. Item number 7 is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Item number 8, Madam Clerk.
Yes. Item number 8, resolution authorizing award of contract to Ben Schaefer Recreation, Inc. for the purchase, delivery, and installation of rubber surfacing at Cobb Park for the Department of Public Works. Public Works item resolution number 24:755.
So moved.
Move it.
It was moved by Councilwoman Davila and Councilman Velez, and second by Councilwoman.
I moved.
Okay.
I worked on this
So
part.
I second it.
It was moved by 3 council members: Councilwoman Davila, Councilman Velez, Councilwoman Mims, and second by Councilwoman Ruby Cotton. Before roll call, Madam Clerk, Alan de la Cis is out on the meeting. He tried to get in. Can you let Ryan know, because Ryan is the one.
I'm back in.
Council President.
Oh, you're back in. Okay. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 8.
Roll call on item number 8. Councilman Abdelaziz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Finally. With that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes. This is to you, Sarge, Linda Smith, and Rashonda Elder. Thank you for all your commitment and all your community services that you do. Thank you for everything that you do with your Interfaith Performing Arts Center. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Davila.
Yes.
Councilman Kalik.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mims.
I cannot wait. Long time coming. Safety, priority, recreational opportunity for our youth. First ward, you have advocates. Keep calling us. We'll make sure we get it done. No talk, all action. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Uden.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Velez.
Once again, there's proof that when 8 council members are working together, we cover every aspect of safety and bringing, in a sense, park for the first ward. First ward, you deserve more than that. Counting 8 councilmen, we are ready for the first ward to work together. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. My vote is yes.
Thank you. The votes are 8 in favor, 1 absent. Item number 8 is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 9.
Item number 9, resolution authorizing the purchase of Ford vehicles under New Jersey state contract for the recycling division of the Department of Public Works. Public Works item resolution number 24:756.
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by Councilwoman Davila, Councilman Velez, and second by Councilwoman Mims. Roll call.
Discussion.
Wait a second.
Item number 9, discussion. I have Councilwoman Cotton and Councilman Velez. Discussion.
Madam Clerk read 4 vehicles. Is it 4 vehicles or 3 vehicles?
Three vehicles.
I said Ford, F-O-R-D.
Oh, Ford. Okay. All right. So it's for 3 F-150s?
That's 250s.
Oh, F-250. That's the one with I call it the cab in the back where you can put three.
These are like supervisor based trucks, the 2-door trucks, to take over some older trucks in the fleet.
Okay, how many people can it hold?
The most 3.
Oh, it don't have the extra door in the back.
No, these ain't 6-man cabs, no.
And this is the F-250. They're 50-something thousand a piece.
Yeah, inflation.
And the company that you're getting these from, are they part of the co-op?
They're a state contractor.
Oh, they're the state contractor. So how long they say before you have it?
Once we get them there, I think the state contract says they have to produce it between 180 days.
Oh, so they got 6 months to find them for you.
Yeah, but these trucks usually they have on the lots places they can find them relatively quickly.
All right, and the back is, I know what the F-150s are, but this is the F-250 4x4, and how the cab in the back, it can only hold 3 people. Had you thought about the other? You didn't think about the 5-passenger? You know what I'm saying? With the second door in the back.
Trucks, you jump into those trucks now. Those trucks are base price $80,000. You add a dump body, a plow, a spreader. You're talking over $100,000 each truck now. So these trucks without a plow, we got add a plow and a spreader on these trucks, and for an additional maybe $9,000 after we get them.
Oh, okay. Are you thought about doing that? I see it now.
Of course, yeah, of course we are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. This So you see, once we pass this resolution, then they got 6 months to produce it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Director.
You're welcome. Thank you. Councilman Velez, discussion.
Yeah, thank you, Council President. Director, you look great there, first of all. Second,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Director, what is the status of the 3 garbage truck that we was going to receive, the loaders?
What, the garbage trucks?
Yeah.
Those lease agreements are still being worked out. As soon as they're worked out, hopefully sometime early next year.
Early next year? Fairly enough, we could say at the end of January, February?
I don't want to speculate, give you any times, ETAs, because then you'll be wanting that at that date. So I'll let you know as soon as I know.
Okay. Just to keep in mind, whatever comes first, if there's 4 vehicle, there's 3 Ford vehicle comes in, to see if we could assign some kind of plan on the district downtown, to see how we could alleviate the garbage. I know this is pertaining recycling, but sometimes the trucks becomes accessible for other things, to make sure the downtown area is kept to clean. If we could use it, it will be accessible to those trucks comes in, because we promise the business owners from downtown at least to alleviate any day from the 4 days of pickup that we haven't picked up based on the contract. It's not our fault. But yeah, go ahead.
The 3 trucks you're talking about are not the same 2 trucks that we already got on order that should be here by the end of the year.
Okay. All right. At least you're working that plan. I just want to make sure it goes, handy to it, and making sure that the recycling division has the equipment that they always ask, because Hernandez always say, give us this, give it that. And what we need is that the recycling gets picked up, as they've been catching up for a good time already, and they're doing a great job with the limited resources that they have. So thank you, Hernandez. Hopefully we see a better recycling plan out there. My vote is yes. I'm sorry. No, we haven't voted yet. I'm so hurried.
Councilman. Yeah, roll call now, Madam Clerk, on item number 9.
Roll call on item number 9 for adoption. Councilman Abdelaziz. Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila.
Yes.
Councilman Kalik.
Yes. Madam Clerk, yes. My thing was jammed. Sorry.
Councilman, okay. Thank you, Councilman Abdelaziz. Councilman Kalik. Councilwoman Mims.
So today is the closeout of meetings for the year. And we came and did the city's business. I'm voting on 9 items that will help propel the city. As you see, we are present. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Udine?
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Velez?
I know the council president is going to say this before the end of the meeting, but I'm grateful for my colleagues, because we come out of our comfort, we come out of our boxes to make sure that the city prevail, and anything that it comes forward, the department head should be proud of this. There's a legislative body of the 8 council members that always make things happen. And moving forward, I know that we're going to continue doing what is best for the city and for the taxpayer, the city of Paterson. Giving the equipment to the low pay employees of the city of Paterson is a must. It will lift the morale for they could do a job better. Thank you for the leadership of this individual in front of me today that looks great, Billy Rodriguez. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Clerk. And yes, Councilman Velez, I have to say this. I feel blessed to work with my council colleague because we're a different section now. We tried to spend some time the last couple of days with the family of this 2024, and we're here doing city business. Look at the last project. We approved $9 million. Whether we approve it tonight or we lose $9 million. Can you imagine the city of Paterson losing $9 million? And that didn't happen because each and every one of you, Councilwoman Davila, Councilman Mims, Councilman Velez, Councilwoman Ruby Cotton, Councilman Udine, Councilman Abdelaziz, Councilman Shaheen, because you guys are here. We care about the city. We do care, and people need to see that. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent. Item number 9 is hereby adopted.
Council President. Council President.
Councilman Davila.
Yes, Council President, it's my understanding you haven't done payment of bills?
And so we need to do payment of bills, and also we need to do public portion. So what we could do now, we could do payment of bills, and also let's give some time, Madam Clerk. Let's check if we have anybody on the waiting room, and also let's give them 5 minutes for those that want to speak. So the phone number to call, it's 973-321-1579. The meeting ID is 8326. Press star 1 to listen to the meeting, and press star 3 to be added into the speaker room, to be added on the public portion. Councilwoman Davila,
Council President.
Payment of bills.
Council President, before we do payment of bills.
Councilwoman Cotton.
I just want to say while the director is here, Director DPW Billy Rodriguez, 300 Ellison Street, I went by the other day, and that thing is still out there, and you know what I mean. And I saw the people working there, so it's still there. Also, Billy, next week after the New Year's, can me and you get together to talk about Carney P. Braggs Park and 16th Avenue Park. The
director's not leaving. He's gonna stay until the end.
No. I want to leave. Look, I don't say nothing when y'all do this, so don't say nothing.
I'll be here for a while.
I want to put it on record so they know. Everybody want to think they did everything okay. But Carney P. Braggs Park and I think it's 16th Avenue, which is Councilman Velez, ward. And they've been asking for this for a while now. So can we meet after?
Correct. For many years.
Available, Councilwoman, you call me. I'll make myself available, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Council President, can I have a minute, Council President?
Now, just stay with us.
Payment of bills.
Can we do the payment of bills?
Payment of bills, please.
Payment of bills, Councilwoman Davila.
Thank you very much. So, council members, the summary of disbursements were sent to us through email in the amount of $6,561,570.92. If you all see, the majority of it, $5,510,708.35 was payroll. There were no confirming checks, and the remaining of it was between the administration and other statutory expenditures of a total of $1,024,357.57. So with that said, if there's no questions, my motion is for payment of bills.
Second.
Okay, a motion moved by Councilman
Second.
Second by Councilman Mims and Councilman Velez. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on payment of bills.
Roll call on payment of bills in the amount of $6,561,570.92. Councilman Abdelaziz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Cotton,
Yes.
Councilman Davila,
Yes.
Councilman Kalik,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mims,
As Councilwoman Davila previously stated, the majority is payroll. The biggest piece of the statutory expenditures is for Social Security and Medicare. Just in case there are any questions as to our approvals, my vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
thank you. Councilman Uden? Councilman Uden? No? Councilman Velez?
Before I make this payment of bills, Councilwoman Ruby Kine, you know, the brother, the Elk Lodge is always requesting funding to fix the 16th Avenue Park. Thank you to being on board with me on that. In the past, we have conversation. We're going to also work on that. It's always been in our agenda, but we're not the administration. We lobby to get the money, and I know that Billy and his engineering, and that's not a lot that we have to invest here. It's the smallest pocket park that we have in 60th Avenue, but the residents in the area deserve a decent basketball court and playground. But moving forward in 2025, I know we're going to do this, and it's going to be a goal of all council members in this platform right now. Same payment of bills. I think the finance chair had do a diligent work into this, making sure that in place we have paid bills, and we have our responsibility to move forward with it. So saying that, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President?
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent. Payment of bills is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Do we have any speaker, Madam Clerk?
The agenda is done.
Yes, Council President, we have 4 speakers waiting.
Okay. So to the speaker that are on the waiting room, so you have 3 minutes. After the 3 minutes, the call will get disconnected. It's not us, it's the system. So be mindful and use those 3 minutes effectively and wisely. So let's call the first speaker, Madam Clerk, on the public portion.
Yes, Council President. Go ahead. You have a name? No?
Deborah Hannibal.
Hold on. Yes. They're here. So they're just going to speak, right?
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. This is Deborah Hannibal. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I just wanted to say hi, Council President, to Madam Clerk, to the administration. Councilman Velez, I just wanted to commend you on a great discussion tonight about item number 6. I thought that was really working for the city to find out if we're handling that issue correctly. I do have concerns about it even after it was voted on, just because in my prior life of doing requests for proposals, sometimes language like that is in the bid specifications. So I'm just wondering if the language was in the spec, or is that one of the requirements? So that's something that I'm sure the employees of the city can look into to make sure that we're doing that correctly. And I know you have the legal opinion from Corporation Counsel. I was concerned that so much time was spent, and I mean no disrespect to anyone, about a special meeting. In my past also, special meetings were for urgent matters. So this item number 6, where you had to spend the money by tomorrow, I wish, like everyone else, that we weren't on such a tight deadline, that we would have had more time to explore if we had handled this request for proposal correctly, because no one wants to have to send the money back. But I wish that we could do better planning. I was disturbed during the meeting and I'm going to say this, and the person's going to know that what I'm talking about, that all kinfolk ain't kinfolk, because all it does is take someone else to draw you in to speak disparaging words against someone else. So there's language in Revelation about it, about being lukewarm. And you know exactly where I'm going. And this isn't personal, and it's business. But we need to handle, and I mean this in a professional manner, the city's business without personal attacks. So when I say what I'm saying, believe me, it's about the business of the city. So what I see is someone conducting themselves in an unprofessional.
I think the time is up for Deborah. If I'm not mistaken, Madam Clerk.
I believe, yes, Council President.
Okay, let's go for the next speaker. So we got 4, now we got 3.
Go ahead. They're coming on.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Teague, Paterson, New Jersey. Just want to get on, Mr. President, just to wish everyone a happy New Year, a blessed New Year, as I do every year. I also wanted to invite the parents, public. Yes, sir. I wanted to invite the public to come out Thursday, January 2nd, 6 p.m. International High School. It's located at 200 Grand Street, 6 p.m. That is the reward for the Paterson School Board. I need the parents to really come out, to really be a part of this process. We got through the first hurdle. Now this is where the work begins. So I need to see all the parents, all the concerned parents. Please show up January 2nd, 6 p.m. International High School. Have a good evening.
Yes.
Yes. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Commissioner.
Happy New Year, Commissioner. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker. Go ahead, please.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. G. Yes, Mr. G.
Can you hear me?
G. Greer.
Brother G, yes.
Listen, real quick. Yeah, real quick. Cobbs Park and 12th Ave Park. I hear the Councilman Velez celebrating Cobbs Park, and Councilman, that's nothing to celebrate, because that request has been in for Cobbs Park for over 7 years. Okay, so if it took you guys 7 years to get some funding from it, shame on you. Same thing with 12th Ave Park. We've been advocating for 12th Ave Park over the last 10 years. Yes, we're happy to get funding for it, but it ain't nothing to celebrate. Okay, because it should not take that long if we all say we love the children of Paterson. My next thing is, you approve this money. Now, I definitely want to know the scope of the work, especially for 12th Ave. Will that wall be put back up back there? Then you got vacant land back there. Is anything going to be done with that land? Or are you just going to come in there and pave the basketball court and do nothing else? I mean, sometimes you guys got to ask the tough questions, because from what it looks like, you're just going to go pave it. What else is going to happen? I didn't hear nobody asking those questions. Top Park, that fence been down for a number of years. We should have trained staff in our department, the DPW, to go in and put up a new fence, because that fence been like that for so long. Once again, I'm happy. Thank you. You guys have a happy and safe New Year.
Thank you, Brother G. Happy New Year. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker.
That was only 4?
I think Brother G was number 3, so I think we got one last speaker. Do you see that last speaker in the waiting room? After the last speaker, we will close public portion. Madam Clerk.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
Can you
evening.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good evening. This is Darlene Morris, and I just want to make a request for next year is that, oftentimes when you discuss many of the projects and you'll ask for reports afterwards, and you may get the report, but the public doesn't get the benefit of the report that you've asked for. So when you ask for these reports, I think that it would be appreciated if you made some reference to the report that you got so that we'll understand what's going on with regards to the questions that have been asked. Additionally, in regards to the number 6 that you were voting on, it wasn't clear exactly what was going to happen. And just like Deborah was saying, I think that it's unfortunate that the money had to be encumbered in one day. And it seems as though there was a lot of ambiguity with regards to the specifics of the bill. But in any event, I think just for clarity and for understanding, and I think that when people understand what's going on, they can better address the issues without frustration. I know that the lady that was at the last meeting who PSE&G took the meter off her home, we're concerned about her as well. And I know that everybody there supposedly followed up on it. And even if we just know that she's okay and that she was able to get new housing, that you guys were able to get that done for her, that would rest, on our hearts as well, because it's heartbreaking to see that anyone is homeless. But in any event, I hope that next year is a better year, that people can get along better, and that we could better understand the goings on in the city. And I wish you all a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it for the public.
Thank you so very much.
Motion to close.
For you and your family also as well. That was the last speaker, Madam Clerk.
Motion to close the public portion.
I'm sorry.
Move to close.
Move to close the public portion by Councilman Velez, second by Councilwoman Davila. Roll call, Madam Clerk, to close the public portion.
Roll call to close the public portion. Councilman Abdelaziz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Cotton. Councilwoman Cotton.
Yeah, this is just to close the public portion, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'll come back when I close the meeting. Thank you, Madam Clerk. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Davila.
My vote is yes.
Councilman Kalik.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Mims.
To all the public that chose to call in, I just want to say, as I always say, thank you for taking out the time of your busy schedule, and to our BA, to those requests that were brought forward. If we can make sure we adhere to some of the requests that have been presented, and to our viewing public. Happy New Year to our clerk, my council colleagues. I wish your 2025 be even greater than your 2024. With that being stated, to close the public portion, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Udine? No. Okay, Councilman Velez.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to say thank you to the 4 or 5 callers that call in and acknowledge that we are here working for and towards them. To my brother G. Greer, Mr. G. Greer, we got to celebrate. Because if you look at the park, how it was, and it took all this time, us lobbying, and I stated before, we not the administration. We listened to the concern of the residents. We put the plan to their ears, and they put the funding where it belongs to. And we're going to celebrate. If you look how Paterson was 8 years ago, you're not going to celebrate what is there now? Of course, you're going to celebrate it. Mr. G. Greer, you always call me in my phone for other things, less than this. Call us. If you want the scope of work, you know how it's going to look afterwards, we could give it to you. I know the memento is coming live in the Facebook and all that in Zoom that we have, but you have the most accessible councilman that you could speak to them and we could get the information and you could bring back joy the same way we bring joy to the community. Saying that, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Wow, thank you to my council colleague for being in on this last meeting of the year. to the administration, Madam BA, Corporation Counsel, and Melinda, Ms. Phillips, our Deputy Clerk. Thank you all for just Javier Silva for finishing this last meeting. 2025 is going to be a blessing year for the great city of Paterson. So my vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent. The public portion is hereby closed.
Move to close. Move to close.
By Councilwoman Davila.
Second.
Second by Councilman Cannon. Roll call to close this last meeting of the year, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman. Roll call to close the special virtual meeting of December 30th, 2024. Councilman Abdelaziz.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So I want to wish everyone a happy new year, to our staff, our administration, and to the public. I'm looking forward for a productive 2025 with my council colleagues. So to my colleagues, happy new year. And I can't wait to work with all of you in the upcoming year to continue to get things done in the city of Paterson. God bless you all. And good night. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Khalik.
Ruby Cotton.
I'm sorry, Councilwoman Cotton. Sorry.
Okay, Madam Clerk. All right. I just want to say, I want to wish everyone a happy New Year's. I just want to say too, also, like, you know, with the parks that we're getting done, I can say that Billy Rodriguez, our director, has no problem showing anybody any of the scope of work that's going to get done there. And they can easily always call your office director to get the scope of work that's going to be done. You know, it's a long time coming. I always say that. And I mean, I worked on projects where it's taken 2 and 3 years. So it just sometimes doesn't come overnight. But I'm happy that it's coming, coming to it. We're seeing some stuff getting done. Also, I want to thank everyone who sent me a card or a text message regarding to my brother who passed away. I visited him and he was not sick. When I went to South Carolina, I stayed a week with him. We have fun. And then I get back into New Jersey. He dies 2 days after I get back. But I'm saying sometimes God, just remember one thing, God will put something in front of you and you have to decide how you're going to take it. So I'm happy that I was able to go down there to be with him for a week. We had a good time. I spent another week with my aunt. So when I always say, God will put something in front of you and it's up to you to decide which way you're going to take it. So with that being said, I just love that to all my council colleagues, I want to wish you all well. There's just so much stuff that I need, but I know one thing is that I ain't holding no grudges. You ain't going to make me aggravated. Nope. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to help as many people as I possibly can. Because God put us here to say, let me see what you're going to do. Not what you're going to take, but what you're going to do. Who you helping? Who you going to support? And I can say all of my council colleagues support many organizations. We support. And I want to say, I appreciate you all. To everyone, Madam BA, Kathleen Long, to my corporation counsel, Eamon, Abushi, to my CFO, Javier Silva, to all my councilwomen, my 2 women, Mims, and Councilwoman Dr. Lisa Mims, Councilwoman Marissa Davila, to our court reporter, Melinda. I always got to get her name right. But it's about, to me, working together, it's about putting things together. When people need to have, to me, to stay on an upbeat, people need to see happy faces. People need to see nice thoughts. People need to see, how are you? How's everything? We need to see that. People need to see that. So with that being said, I want to wish all you out there in TV land, don't forget, we still got 2 more days left for Kwanzaa. The last day is January 1st, which is going to be at the historic Calvary Baptist Church. Tomorrow, I'm not quite sure where it's at, the 31st.
Museum, Paterson Museum.
Is that the museum again? Okay. But then also community. You know, I say our young people need to see us. Please, on January 1st at Kennedy High School, there's a basketball tournament. Please just come out and support the kids. I always say you don't have to have a kid on the team to come out and support. They're gonna be playing starting at 11:30. I think go all the way to 7 o'clock. Just stop in there for a minute. Just stop in. You know, help them raise money. Buy a hot dog. Buy a soda. Buy something. Just support our children, and no matter what kind of what ventures that they do. So, TV Land, everyone, have a happy New Year's. God blessing to you all. To all my directors, I appreciate you all for everything that you do. With that being said, Madam Clerk, to you, Phyllis Riley, I appreciate you. And to Crystal, she's in there. I can't see Crystal, but she's there. And to my technology team, IT, I appreciate you guys. With that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes. To close the public portion, the last meeting for the year. Do we meet January 2nd?
Yep.
Oh, we do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know. Everyone, have a good night there.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cotton. Councilwoman Davila?
So, Councilwoman Cotton, I think that you have congratulated, thanked everyone. So I'm sorry if I'm not going to mention all of you by name. I'm wishing you the best 2025. A happy new year, a safe 31st, okay? You know, with friends and family. But I do want to make a mention of something. Council President, I've tried reaching out to you numerous times, did not realize that you were not connected. But January 2nd is the swearing in for the Board of Education members. And I really would like to consider that you consider changing the time of the meeting back to the original time of 5. It's only one item, which will then make it easier for us to be able to attend the Board of Ed swearing in. So I'm just putting that on record as a request. I tried doing it a few days ago, but, and I spoke to the BA about it, but, obviously the council president has to give the directive to be able to switch it back to 5 o'clock. It is virtual, so I'm sure that it can be done.
Absolutely.
To everyone, to all our constituents, to everyone, I want to thank you for those that attended, my birthday celebration. Thank you. Those that, also phone calls and text messages for Christmas. Now we're going into the New Year's Eve and New Year's. Thank you all. To my colleagues, blessings to you all. I am looking forward to a fantabulous 2025. So with that said, my vote is yes to close the special meeting, the closeout meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Davila. Councilman Khalid?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. God bless you all. I'm looking forward to working with my colleague and working for the community in upcoming year. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk, to close the meeting.
Thank you, Councilman Khalid. Councilwoman Mims?
Thank you so much. And to all my council colleagues, to our Deputy Clerk, Madam Clerk in her absence, to our Secretary, Madam BA, to the administration, Corporation Council, our directors, the employees of the city, and all the residents of Paterson. I want to say 2024 has had its ups, it has had its downs. But thus far, the Lord has helped us. We are one day away from closing out 2024, and we'll be crossing over into a new year. I want to say to everyone, Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo to everyone. Let all the issues and all the negativity, leave it in 2024. All the unforgiveness, all the bitterness, all the stuff that will keep you in a place where you are weighed down with the concerns of others. Leave it in 2024. The way you know that you are operating in peace is when people say things, it rolls off your back like a duck. Keep moving forward. Do the work. No talking, action speaks louder than words. Love hard on your family. For all of those that are grieving or have loved ones that are sick, I pray your continued strength and I pray their healing. I pray for our children as they go to come back to school on this week. towards the end of the week, that they will be safe and they will have a continued productive year as they go to come to the second half of close. But let us continue to work together. Let's build in our battle. Let's continue to finish the work that we have started. And don't forget, we have 24 more hours to finish strong. 2025 shall be a remarkable year. You can make it what you want, you can have what you want, and you can be what you want to be. Let's do it. Let's get it done. I look forward to continue working with my council colleagues, to my mom and to my family, as I know they always talk about the sacrifice and the time I pull away from them. I want to tell them how much I love and appreciate them for allowing me to operate as your councilwoman at large, being here and making the sacrifice of being in these meetings and doing the work of the city while coming away from my family. I want to say thank you to them. I appreciate them, and to everyone. I love you. Let's keep moving forward, and there's nothing you can do about it. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Councilwoman Mims. Councilman Velez? Councilman Uden, are you there?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Councilman Velez.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First of all, I want to say thank you to the administration bearing with us and making sure that we be on the same page. Thank you, Madam BA. I know you're going to be missed. We had that conversation over the phone. Thank you for calling me and having that consideration to explain the departure in February. You're going to be missed. And I want to say publicly that no matter we sometimes don't meet in the middle, but one thing we could say is that we have work to meet in the middle to make sure that the city move forward. I want to say thank you to the Director of DPW, Director of Board of Health, Human Services, the Police Department, the Director Special, and all the staff. I don't want to forget nobody. All the Director of this administration, thank you. Especially Mr. Abushi. Abushi, thank you for being that eye in the council. Thank you for always bringing light to everything that we do. And thank you for saving us money in your leadership and with your attorney in your office. It's remarkable work that you guys do and have been noticed in this past year. And moving forward, I know you're going to do more, making sure that your heart is in the city of Paterson. I want to excuse myself with Ruby Kine. I know that she said that to be at the Kennedy High School with this tournament on the Kwanzaa activities. As you know, I never miss them, but this year I had to come to have some time with my wife, family, knowing that not this day you could enjoy it every year, right? I want to send my deepest condolence to all that have lost a family, even myself that lost an uncle this past month on December. And let's continue to pray for Palestine. Let's all continue to pray for Palestine, for see peace in Palestine and bring peace, for real peace in the area, and making sure that our brothers and sisters could breathe peace in their land. To the residents of the Fifth Ward, thank you. Thank you for allowing me one more year to be your councilman and more to come. I'm always available. You could call me anytime. We are here to make sure that every ward runs smoothly and every ward will be represented. In my ward, I'm always there, and they know that. To my colleagues, I love you. 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 I say 8 times, right? No more than that. Get enough. I love you. But we're here to work, making sure that the city move forward. Melinda, thank you, Melinda. You can put your name in that paper. Thank you, Melinda, for the whole work that you do with the city of Paterson. And Madam Clerk, Madam Deputy Clerk, thank you for your service, your staff. That always there for us, and the staff of the city council secretary that always there with us. Our aides, individually aid that we have. Happy holidays, happy new year to all the commissioners of the Board of Adjustment and the Planning Board. Thank you for your service and all the boards that commissioner does in the city of Paterson. Saying that, I love Paterson. Let's keep up together. working together, we could make a better city in 2025. And the state will be proud of us because we're doing the right decision for our constituent. Council President, as you know, Dominican Republic knows how to celebrate. I'm trying to hold myself here. Thank you for having a short meeting. God bless you all. God bless my kids. God bless my family. And by the way, God bless my dog. He's home by himself. Not by himself. Somebody's taking care of it. God bless you all. Peace, love to everyone. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I really want to take this time to say thank you to all the residents of the great city of Paterson to stay involved in the process and the city business and be on top of us, calling us and addressing us, addressing those issues that are affecting our community. It's going to take all of us to make Paterson a great city. And I take this very seriously. I'm always saying that it's been a blessing for me to serve the city of Paterson, and I do it with so much love and compassion. To the staff, to Madam BA, to the director, Billy, and the entire DPW department, our fire department, our police department. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being there every single day, doing the best to keep our city safe, to keep our city clean. To my council colleague, from the 6th Ward Councilman Abdelaziz, from the 5th Ward Councilman Luis Velez, from the 4th Ward Councilman Ruby Cotton, former Mayor Ruby Cotton, from the 2nd Ward Councilman Khalid, and also from the 1st Ward Councilman Jackson. And our 3 great council members at large, Councilwoman Dr. Lisa Mins, Councilwoman Marissa Davila, and Councilman Farid Uddin. It's been a pleasure to serve with you. It's always a pleasure to work with you, with all of you. I'm here to continue working with you on this new year, sharing working on your vision, on the plan that you have to move the city forward. And that's my job. My job and my goal in this new year is going to be unite this council, to continue getting this council more close and more united, to work with administration on projects that will help this community move on the right direction. To our clerk, our deputy clerk, Ms. Phyllis, a modern clerk, I hope you're feeling well. And to the entire staff, thank you. Thank you for all you do for the great city of Paterson. I'm always say this: Paterson one day is going to be one of the best cities in the state of New Jersey. And the decision that we're making now, we will see the result very soon, and you will see how we're changing the city. I know there's a lot of work to be done, but I truly believe that if we work together and put difference aside and personal egos aside, we could definitely make Paterson a much better city. Madam BA, we love you. I know you're leaving with some of us. No, I'm sorry, I gotta say it. I hope that, maybe in the new year, you're gonna speak about that. But personally, myself, I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you for the job, for all what you have done for the city of Paterson. You still gotta be my constituents because your mom and dad, they live in the 3rd Ward. I pass by there every morning. For those people that don't think that you live in Paterson, you live in Paterson, your family live here. And I just want to say thank you. May God continue blessing you, and may God give you a new year 2025 full of love, blessing, and prosperity. And to the entire city of Paterson, Happy New Year. May God bless you all. And just don't forget, the most important thing in life is what you can do for others. If you wake up every day with the idea and the intent to improve the life of others, God will bless you in so many different ways. He will be blessing you because we're serving a great God. And may God continue blessing the city of Paterson. Happy New Year to all of you. And let's make this 2025 a successful year. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent. The special virtual meeting of December 30th, 2024 is hereby adjourned. Thank you, Paterson. God bless you, and Happy New Year.
And I forgot, Mr. I love you, brother. I don't know how I forgot my best. Happy New Year. Next time.
God bless you.
I love you. I'll see you in a second, okay?
Let me get my speech,
everyone.
Happy New
No,
Year.
Billy, I love you, Billy.
Hey, let me get my speech.
We got a deal next time.
I said, Tato.
Bye-bye.